My friends caused my detention. Fresh out of graduation and barely 18, my buddies, Liam, Owen, and Jasper, somehow convinced our folks that a week alone in a cabin was a mature idea. Our plan was simple: swim in the lake, try our hand at fishing, down some cheap beer, and act like we knew what life was all about. None of us had ever actually fished, but that didn't stop us from pretending we were seasoned anglers. There we stood on the creaky dock, a beer in one hand, a fishing rod clutched in the other, mostly just pulling up slimy weeds. Owen even snagged a whole log and proudly declared it the biggest catch of the lake. We let him have his moment. The evenings were even better. We'd gather around the crackling fire, talking about our hopes and dreams, daring each other to take solo trips into the dark woods, drinking like the next morning wouldn't exist. By the fourth day, we had a routine down. Wake up, grab a cold one, shamble down to the dock in our boxers, and cast our lines. We felt like kings of our little lakeside world. Then the game warden's boat appeared on the horizon. He pulled up to our dock, and we waved like a bunch of clueless goons, thinking he was just a friendly local enjoying the scenery. He stepped onto the dock and casually asked how the fishing was going. We grinned stupidly and nodded enthusiastically. Then came the question that changed everything. Do you boys have fishing licenses? Liam, still holding his beer like it was a shield, just smiled and said, "Oh, we don't need those. We've been fishing for days now." Silence hung in the air. The warden took a long, slow breath, like he was trying to find patience in another dimension. Then he said, "All right, boys, you're coming with me." My stomach dropped. Owen looked like he was about to burst into tears. Jasper just calmly finished his beer, as if he'd already accepted his fate. We climbed into his boat, the silence deafening. The short ride to the office felt like a slow march to our doom. They didn't even put us in a proper holding cell. We just sat in a tiny, sterile room, while some guy tapped away on a keyboard for what felt like an eternity. Not a single word was spoken. Owen finally whispered that his mom was going to absolutely kill him, and honestly, I didn't doubt it for a second. Finally, after what felt like hours, the warden looked up and said, "You got lucky this time. It's just a warning. But if I catch you fishing again without a license, it'll be a different story." We nodded so vigorously our heads nearly spun off. Back at the cabin, none of us even looked at a fishing rod again. We just sat on the dock, beers in hand, staring at the still water, as if it had personally turned us in.